Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. We seem to be able to be live again today. It is awesome being back. It really does feel a little bit weird when I'm unable to start my day this way, right here with you. Our teacher for this week is Elizabeth Gilbert. Let's get right into today's message. Tracy, good morning. Awesome seeing you. Hello. One of the messages that's very often on repeat in our morning meditation is about coming to terms with all of the things that are not within our control. All of the things we do need to let go of and realize that we can't control. Danae, good morning. Sunmary, good morning. Hello. Elizabeth Gilbert's message for us today, however, makes it crystal clear what are many of the things that are within our control. She says, "There is so much about my fate that I cannot control, but other things do fall under my jurisdiction. I can decide how I spend my time. I can decide whom I interact with, who I share my body with, and who I share my money and energy with. I can select what I can read, what I eat, what I study. I can choose how I'm going to regard unfortunate circumstances in my life, whether I will see them as curses or opportunities. I can choose my words and the tone of voice in which I speak to others." Anami, a very good morning, and Grania, good morning. Hello. Awesome being back with you live. So if I do have clarity about what is mine to act on, why is it still so easy to get caught up in trying to control what is not mine? For the most part, it's because I'm operating from some old messaging, stuck in some kind of meaning that I made in the past. And this past story that I'm telling myself is what's trying to exercise control over what is not mine in the present moment. Anthony, a very good morning, and Pat, good afternoon. Awesome having you live with us today. Not being present in this moment, this now, causes me to waste the limited energy that I have on an old reality instead of pouring my energy into what is mine to control right now. The point that Elizabeth Gilbert is trying to make is that there are many things that are absolutely within my control. But if I'm not being present, if I'm pouring my energy into what I can't control, I am left with less energy to pour into this moment. The questions are, who I should really spend my time with or not, what and how I should eat, read, or study, seeing with clarity what this moment makes available to me, or even choose my words with wisdom. When I'm not being present, every action I take is decided by an old subconscious program created by an event from my past. Being present is how I spend my energy only on how I can be effective in this moment right now. Today's meditation is called The Power of Now. Being present is almost feels like a fluffy spiritual term, but it really is fundamental and foundational. In every moment that we're not being present, we're not spending our energy right here. We're wasting our energy somewhere else. So if you're ready, let's get into this journey. You can close your eyes and let's float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. and out. Deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. While you continue your full body breathing, rising with every inhale and falling with every exhale, we'll have a conversation about this theme, being present. Being present can be described in a number of different ways. Being mindful, conscious awareness, in the moment. What does being present mean to you? What does being present mean to you? Being present is, by definition, the absence of past and the absence of future. How often do fears of the past or anxiety about the future keep you from being present now? How often do fears from the past or anxiety about the future keep you from being present right now? Being present is not just some spiritual belief. It really is about being practical. When you pour your energy into a past that you don't have any control over, or into a future that doesn't exist, then you simply have less energy to spend in this present moment where you can actually make a difference. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch and adjust and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles. Forward and to the left. And forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. You can lean your upper body over to the left. And also lean your upper body over to the right. Feel yourself leaning into your back muscles and gently giving them a stretch. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do that right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, the same question again. What does being present mean to you? Take your next big breath. we're not being present whenever what we want from this moment is completely overshadowed by something from the past or something from the future. A story from the past that says, this moment should somehow be different. I want you to search back in your own examples in the last week or the last month, and perhaps even further back. See if you can remember a moment where, as the present moment arrived, your mind was still stuck on what you thought the moment should have been. Do you have a recent example of arriving in a moment but really still holding on to your thought of what this moment should have been? Take your next big breath. How much unhappiness, how much discontent does it cause us when we struggle to let go of the old thought of what this moment should have been? Can you find examples in your own life of spending a day absolutely miserable because you couldn't let go of the thought of what this moment should have been? Take your next big breath. Are you getting better at this? Are you getting better at catching yourself? Are you getting better at noticing that in this moment, I am still holding on to the thought of what this moment should have been? Have you been able to catch yourself in that way? Have you been able to return yourself to presence by asking, what does this moment ask of me? This moment is not what I thought it would be, but what does this moment make available to me? Have you been able to catch yourself that way? And right now, give it a practice. Rehearse it. Ask your mind to remind you that the next time a moment shows up and it's not the way you wanted it to be, could you remember to ask yourself, what does this moment make available? Take your next big breath. We'll use a few really simple examples. And even though they're really simple, we can all see how we are often guilty of letting our day be ruined simply by holding on to a thought of what the moment should have been. First example, just imagine you planned a hike with a friend. It's a beautiful hike, you've done it before. There's a waterfall, which is a pretty grueling trek to get to, but so beautiful when you're there. There's no time for rest if you want to make it to the waterfall and back. This was the plan. But it's the morning of the hike, and your friend is going through something. Perhaps he's just had a breakup, or perhaps it's something different. But you're struggling to keep her on pace. Come on, we've got to go a bit faster, otherwise we won't make the waterfall. How does this hike go while you're trying to drag her along and keep her sticking to the schedule? Take your next big breath. What happens if you stop for a moment and ask yourself, what does this moment make available? What does this moment offer us if I can let go of my thought of making it to the waterfall and back? What does this moment make available if I am open to what the moment is? How could the hike with this friend who's going through something, how could it be different if you are really present? Take your next big breath. We'll reach for another very simple example. But these simple examples can be applied to so many areas of our lives. Imagine for a moment you're a store owner. And in this moment, you've got one employee in your store behind the cash register, and you've planned to be in the storeroom, sorting out stock, creating order from what might have been chaos. As you're busy in the storeroom, you notice that there's a bit of a rush of customers in your store. The line in front of the cash register is growing longer and longer. But you have decided that now will be the time that you sort out the storeroom. So that's where you'll focus, while the line in front of your cashier gets longer and longer. Take your next big breath. Do you hold on to your thought of what this moment should have been? I will sort out the storeroom. Or do you become present and make yourself available to the present moment? And go to the front of the store and open a second checkout point, so that the two of you together can half the line instantly. Are you available for the present moment? Take your next big breath. And then as the last, very simple example, we'll use a beautiful lesson from Elizabeth Gilbert yesterday. If you've just baked the most gorgeous blueberry pie, and on the way to put it on the table, you trip, the pie slips and lands face down on the floor. A beautiful pie broken into pieces. Are you going to keep holding on to the thought of what this moment should have been? A beautiful pie to show off on the table? Or are you going to become available for the present moment to express through? Are you going to grab a fork and have a taste of this pie right off the floor? Will your day be ruined or not? Take your next big breath. We'll take just one more big breath together to slip out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. Will I read Elizabeth Gilbert's message one more time? She says, "There is so much about my fate that I cannot control, but other things do fall under my jurisdiction. I can decide how I spend my time, whom I interact with, whom I share my body and life and money and energy with. I can select what I read and eat and study. I can choose how I am going to regard unfortunate circumstances in my life, whether I will see them as curses or opportunities. I can choose my words and the tone of voice in which I speak to others." Her message makes it really clear. What are the things that are within our control? It couldn't be clearer. Still, it's so easy to fall into an old trap of trying to control things that are not ours, and also not exercising the control where it is ours. The biggest ingredient in all of this is being present. In every moment that I'm not present, I am being controlled by whatever old programs my past has created. Every moment I'm not present, I am being controlled by my own old patterns. And my old patterns are likely to either steer me to the trap of controlling what's not mine, or not paying attention to what is mine to control. Being present. May I catch myself today, in every moment that I'm not being present, and return myself to the moment by asking, what does this moment make available to me? I want to be present, for the universe to express presence through me. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this beautiful image of a dropped pie and having the presence of mind to eat some of it off the floor. It's such a beautiful image of being present. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for becoming better at catching myself in those moments where I'm still holding on to an old thought of what this moment should have been. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having less days ruined because I'm unhappy about how the present moment showed up. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for getting better at spending my energy right here in the moment where I can be effective. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. And thank you, Elizabeth Gilbert, for these beautiful messages. Bossy, very good morning. It's good to see you, man. Happy to have you pop in live. Max, a good evening. It's good to see you pop in, dude. Katrin, good morning, all the way from the other side of the world too. Good to see you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmuddy. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Anami. Trying to remember who else is back there. And I don't right now. Tracy. Have an awesome day. My big wish for all of us is being able to really be present. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.